How to simplify an STL file. Hello everyone. This is a second video that I'm working with the 3D Benchy. In the previous video I've shown how to remove the watermark, and I've shown even how to remove it from a curved surface that has some not a straight surface, which is more difficult. And I've also shown how to replace it with a colored watermark with a different text. I've mentioned also in the video about simplifying that I'll make a separate video, and I've also mentioned about a sculpting solution that I did not get to show, and also some cutting technique that will split the object and automatically fill it as a two separate manifold objects. So now I'm going to cover these additional things. The main topic here is how to simplify it. Simplifying is actually quite simple. You see this object has 225,000 plus faces, which you've seen in the previous video. It's still working, SelfCAD can handle it, but it feels a little bit heavy, and everything takes, instead of a few milliseconds, may take a few seconds. And especially if you're going to send this object for something that needs to render real time, like games and other stuff, they usually need to have low poly objects, and this is definitely not low poly, it's a very high poly object. So SelfCAD has a remarkable tool which is called Simplify Object, and this has a max of 5. You can do it a few times, but if you do it once, the max is 5, and you see it will reduce it from 225, it reduced it to 22,000 faces. This is kind of reduced, it dramatically reduced. If you look at the face structure, you see it actually looks quite nice. It creates a nice face structure, and if you look over here on the details, you can barely see anything. Even the text actually you may see a little bit. It becomes less sharp. As you can see, this text kind of looks a little bit pixelated. So if you have sharp things like text, this may be an issue. In these cases, you may do what I did in the previous video. I'll put a link in it in the description, where you may need to first remove a text, simplify it, and then add back the text so you can keep the sharp, nice, clean, crisp text. Over here, you can see actually it butchered the text a little bit more, and probably because it's an angle and more curved surface, that's why the result is different than the text was of a flat. Because over here, it's relatively clean, the text, just a little bit pixelated. Over here, it's a little bit destroyed. So here actually I want to show you two things. The first thing is that this tool is a remarkable tool. You can see the visual, but it's not without any flaws. It has some cases that it may create the object non-manifold, and this is probably because if you have like these type of text or any other sharp place that they can start self-intersecting or something. So you can check always the option if you go to flip normals, and this tells you actually cannot flip it because something is wrong here, it's not manifold. If you turn, we give this alert in some tools. If you go to simplify object, you see actually it tells you as non-manifold. Now in most cases, this is kind of like it's certain settings that makes it non-manifold, but then you can clean it back up because it's usually just that a face or two or something has been like self-intersected. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to do it again, but a very small number. Actually brought it down from 22,000 to 18,000. And now if I finalize it, this actually is manifold. If you want to see, I turn on my backface coloring, so you can see if I will be able to flip normals. And you can see this actually flipped the normals. It's good. So there isn't really non-manifold in a way the object is completely broken. It's just that the way it's simplified it aggressively somehow created certain faces that were either flipped or non-manifold or self-intersecting or too close. Self-intersecting, I guess, something like that. And just doing it again at number 1, a very slight number, I guess straightened out these faces, because this is basically kind of straightening out stuff. So it's more about just testing, but it's important you have to be aware of it. In some cases I've had where I tried simplify, let's say number 3, number 4, and then I tried 1, didn't help. I had to try again 1, it helped. So you have to play with it as long as you're aware of it. It may take a few more minutes to make sure you get it correct, but you have to make sure it's manifold. Otherwise you'll have issues with many other tools that have a problem with manifold objects. Okay, so that's basically covered the simplify. Now I want to show you the other things that I left out and that I briefly discussed in the previous video about it, but I didn't show it. So here I want to show you sculpting. You can actually see the face structure over here is not too many faces, but I think it's okay. I don't need to simplify. To add more faces. So I'm going to go to sculpting, and I say no, I don't need more details because I think it has enough details. And there's two options I can use here to remove this. One is the flatten brush that I can start basically just flattening them, and this may be a good option over here. And you can see if you start seeing these other colors, actually start flipping them. This is a little bit too aggressive. Start touching the inside. You can make this as front faces only, so if it's very thin the wall, we'll start doing the others. I can actually do the back faces as well, so it will be a little bit more tolerant. Still, I guess I start touching some pieces over here, maybe the pieces from this, something here, so I cannot do it really too aggressive. So I'll use a smooth brush also, and the smooth brush in this case is better. I may still have some issues over here, so I have to be very careful. In some cases you do need to add more details, so it will have more faces. So in some cases, if these faces are very elongated faces, if I move the same face, it kind of is going to move the entire thing. So I think actually I do need to add a little bit more details, otherwise it will. So I give it the option to prepare and object. It will kind of can add more faces, and now you can see it has 157,000 faces. I actually added back some faces, but now I think it will give me more flexibility to clean it up. And actually not exactly, I still have here some issue. So as I said in previous video, this is not a perfect solution. I may need to manually clean it up, kind of, yeah. So but actually I guess the flattened over here straightened this out. It made it work as expected. So it's actually doing the job, I think. I did here a little bit too aggressive, so I created a dent over here, so I have to be careful about that. You can obviously always play with the settings. I made it too aggressive. Okay, so the size is big. I think my size is too big, but that's basically, I'm actually not very good at sculpting. It's more about me than the tool. The tool is actually doing its job. It's just that I need to know a little bit better how to use it. But this basically is what it gets. So you can see why I prefer to set in the previous video that the other option I used is much better in this case. It's a very delicate object for the fact that it's filled, the inside has other objects and it starts intersecting these objects. So it has this hole over here, has this pipe, this thing going down, and the wall here is quite thin, I think. So but that's basically it. So you kind of removed it, and flatten the text were removed. So basically, yeah, it's a, still see a little bit. I said in the beginning of the video, this is kind of the concept of plaster, so that's kind of what's going to look like. You plaster over it, but again, this may have some issues. You have to be careful how to use it, not to flip normals and so on. Over here, so this over here, I'm going to use the other approach that I said with cutting. I did in the previous video, I showed the idea of cut with plane, and I said there's this option to split objects and the option to fill cuts. Last time I didn't use this option because I merged them back. Here all I'm going to do here is I'm going to move this up a little bit here, and I'm gonna split this, and this will cut through. I have to reduce the faces, otherwise I guess it takes time. I have to again simplify it, but let's just hide away this. And you can see this is a separate object. This is nicely cut. You can anytime select this piece and extrude this part, or go to polygon mode and select this and move it down and scale it to get it back to the setting that you had it before. And kind of, yeah, move is not a good idea over here, but yeah, you can extrude it and scale it and so on, get it back. But this is basically how we remove this part over here. I'm going to simplify it again because I've added back the faces. So let's reduce it again, and let's see actually what it gives me now, if it's manifold or not. So now we are down to 23,000 faces again. Let's look at simplify, and actually there's no manifold issues. So this is perfect. So let's just cancel it. Oops, sorry. Yes, cancel. Okay. So this is now clean. We have no. We still see a little bit nice details over here. I may need to simplify it a little bit more. And again, with sculpting, this is not a video about sculpting, but in sculpting you have a lot of options to kind of remesh, add details, and there's a lot of other options that may be better. So I'll have to make a separate video on it and show it, but again, I think this just takes a little bit more patience and testing which exact option in brush will do it. But yeah, so that's why I like the previous approach, which is more a technical approach, and this is a more kind of artistic type of approach. I hope that's it. In the next video, I'm going to show you how you can actually color these objects, parts of the object, and make them look nice, which is another interesting thing. Okay, hope this was helpful. Thank you for watching. Bye.